coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News.
In 2017, improper or non-seatbelt use was a factor in a total of 16 deaths and 148 injuries in Saskatchewan.
As 4,700 tickets were issued in 2018 for failing to wear a seatbelt or using the appropriate car seat for children.
The latest exhibition at the Art Gallery of Swift Current is called Perceptual Playground. Created by Regina artist Zane Wilcox, this collection of artwork offers the viewer something different.
Images often speak louder than words, and Christine Johnson of Cabri is following her aspirations of capturing moments in time through her camera lens. Thanks for joining us here today. Seatbelts save lives and is the focus of a provincial traffic blitz this month. We have more in today's top story. Putting on your seatbelt should be the first thing you do when getting in the vehicle. However, each day, numerous motorists and their passengers embark on the roadway belt-free. A trend which SGI and police across the province are trying to change, as 4,700 tickets were issued in 2018 for failing to wear a seatbelt or using the appropriate car seat for children.
With seatbelt use, we know that, as I said, most people do wear seatbelts, probably 95% or more. But it's those small number of people that don't, that 5%, that are overrepresented disproportionately in our fatality statistics, especially. In 2017, improper or non-seatbelt use was a factor in a total of 16 deaths and 148 injuries in Saskatchewan. And it makes sense because, you're far more likely to be injured or killed if you're not wearing a seatbelt. You're 17 times more likely to be ejected from your vehicle in a collision if you're not wearing your seatbelt, and you're more than twice as likely to die if you are ejected.
And if you do choose to not wear a seatbelt, be prepared to pay a hefty fine.
The fine is $175, and that goes for the driver, and the driver will also be fined for any passenger under the age of 16 who is not restrained. So if a driver has 3 children improperly restrained in the vehicle and he's not wearing a seatbelt too, that's 4 fines, all of $175.
Studies have shown that a high number of accidents happen close to home. Therefore, it's important to buckle up every time you get in the vehicle, whether you're traveling down the street or onto the highway. A unique exhibition on abstract art is awaiting you at the Art Gallery of Swift Current. And in this special feature, we find out more about artist Zane Wilcox.
The latest exhibition at the Art Gallery of Swift Current is called Perceptual Playground. Created by Regina artist Zane Wilcox, this collection of artwork offers the viewer something different, based more on creating an experience.
My aim is to create the circumstances for the viewer to come in to the gallery, see the work, and literally see the work.
The exhibition has 2 bodies of work which have forced the creation of 2 separate viewing rooms in the gallery. In the installation called Measure, the experience is based on how people interact with the 2x4s and the steel cables. In essence, the viewing public is the one creating the art.
Yeah, in the work Measure, the audience is invited to interact with the work, meaning that they are allowed to have a hands-on experience where they pick up elements of the work and they shift things around, which change the configuration of the line drawings within the piece and changes the architecture of it, shifts elements around and within the room, has them interacting with the architecture around it.
I think we're just trying different things to see if we do something.
You're engaging with the form in that you're manipulating it physically to change your view and change your watching in the process of it.
Meanwhile, the second installation, called Perceptual Playground, relies on the viewer to visually experience the art as they walk through it. The mirrors, wood, and blocks all work together, allowing the viewer to have multiple experiences based on where they stand and view the pieces.
With the work Perceptual Playground, you're not physically handling the works. What you're doing is walking amongst the installation, and as you walk around or past the sculptural elements, or looking across the room and into the mirrors and so forth, and seeing how all of those elements interact with each other, each time you change positions, the view and the reflections and the configuration changes.
Known as formal abstraction, this type of artwork relies on the audience viewing it without any reference outside the visual experience.
He's rendering kind of building elements, the visual form. He's rendering it down to just shapes and colors and textures and edges, and see artwork that is just a visual experience.
As part of the gallery's community outreach program, various student groups were invited for a tour. One such group included grade 12 students taking Photography 30 at the Swift Current Comp. As one of the students who enjoyed the opportunity to photograph the artwork, Elise Hildebrandt says she also found it challenging.
It was actually kind of challenging to be like, I don't know how to photograph something that's so, like, it is what it is. You know, so to have to, like, go different angles and try to figure out, like, what you can do with it that's different, it was kind of challenging. I was kind of still trying to think of, like, what could I do with this exhibit? So to be able to, like, have my camera and try to, like, make sense of it is kind of interesting.
We're always looking for meaning, right? What does something mean? We're always trying to ascribe a meaning to, say, a random act that happens to us. It doesn't necessarily have a meaning, but that's the terms we always think about it in. That's why there has long been controversy and struggle for many people about abstract or non-representational art. They're looking for that meaning and trying to understand it.
Perceptual Playground was organized by the Art Gallery of Swift Current in partnership with the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery. The exhibition will be available for viewing until March the 2nd.
A Cabri woman is following her dreams of capturing moments in time. And in this report, we meet photographer Christine Johnson. Images often speak louder than words, and Christine Johnson of Cabri is following her aspirations of capturing moments in time through her camera lens. Over the past 4 years, Christine has traveled the back roads and other destinations through Saskatchewan, photographing unique sights and people. And while balancing her love of photography and her full-time job as a healthcare aide, she's launched her first exhibition in Southwest Saskatchewan at the Jasper Cultural and Historical Centre, entitled 21 Meadows.
I love being out in the middle of nowhere, going through the trails out at Elkwater and Cypress Hills, even up at Greenwater, or even at Condi out by Regina. Just the meadows, right? Just being in the middle of nowhere where it's peaceful and it's quiet. And then 21, just a very, very significant number for me, just because there is so much around that number on a certain day. It just seemed to fit.
A gallery of work which Christine has worked on over the years, while being inspired by her childhood memories of living in Findlater and the serenity of farm life, to admiring the work of others in the field, such as Ansel Adams, and credits a former employer who gave her the boost of confidence she needed to follow her passion for photography.
My love was to do Reiki, and that aspect of alternative healing and such. And then I was working at a coffee shop, and my boss, she was just kind of going through my pictures on my phone, right, as we do. And she had commented, "Oh my God, that's really nice. Oh my God, that's really nice." And then, well, I had a gallery. And it just kind of went from there. And then I started getting more and more into it. And then I did a couple classes with a photographer in Regina. And there was interest, but I didn't think, I just wasn't getting what I needed from it. And then I just went little day trips with other friends that are photographers, and then it just hit. So I started finding more and more passion in it, wanting to, see the things that I was taking come to life. Ansel Adams would be the biggest part, because there's so many dynamics around black and white, and that just always, I always had my Ansel Adams calendars, right? Because that's just what it is, like to see his work. It was just that's cool.
And as others see her work on display through various exhibitions, including the Art Barn in Saskatoon or her online portfolio, Christine hopes her photos bring a sense of emotion.
I always hope that they can feel like they're standing right there, that they're in that moment with me when they look at it, they're in that moment, wherever it may be. If it's in the tree picture, I hope that they cannot feel like they can reach out and touch it. I want it to bring, a smile to someone if they're having a bad day, or comfort, or just feel like they're in the moment.
More information on the work of Christine Johnson and Journeys Road Photography is available on Facebook or on Instagram. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.